The number one question people ask me about Forrest?
You know what?
Do you still talk to him? It's like very important to people that Forrest, it sort of tells people that what they see of Forrest on TV is really what he is.
Right. That's interesting. Yeah. Which it
And
is.
and I talked to we were FaceTiming the other night during the fights.
Yeah.
Forrest was someone that I really enjoyed spending time with. And so I liked working with him.
None of this seems to have ever gone to Forrest's head the way it does.
No.
Yeah, it's good.
He still lives like he's poor.
Yeah.
In his head at least. But he's never outlived his means, if you will. And he there's a funny story I tell about him. When before he retired, Dana said that he, Chuck Liddell, and Matt Hughes would always have a job with the company. That when they retired, they wouldn't have to worry about working. And I think part of it was to encourage Chuck Liddell to retire and maybe Matt Hughes to retire. But I think it was to show what Forrest had done for the company, because Forrest starts that candle that Connor then just explodes, if you will, lights that candle. I don't know. That's a mixed metaphor that doesn't work, but you know what I'm saying.
I do. Especially with the fan popularity.
Right. And so when Forrest retired, that next Monday morning, he got up and went to the office because he was now in his head, he now worked for the UFC.
Right.
And he didn't really have a job. But every morning he got up and he went to the offices. And every day when I would talk to him, I'd be like, where are you? He's like, he's at the Fertitta's offices, or he's at the gym, like their professional gym, or he's just working. And so a few years later, Chuck and Matt get fired from these jobs. And years later now, Forrest is one of the people running the UFC's Performance Institute.
Right.
He was the one that helped design the program. He's helping to design the future training and codify the future training of all UFC fighters. And, I like to think that, and he would tell you this, but I like to think that some of my DNA is in that.
Sure.
It's nothing I ever would talk about or is important, but it's just something that makes me smile.
Sure.
That when, I told Forrest the other night, I'm like, the job he has now is like, it's the best job he ever could have got for me, because, I get to see and talk about some things that other people don't get to see and talk about, which is pretty cool. So it keeps me, and it makes me smile that,
and that's the stuff you love too, right? Like the training the athletes and the science behind that. It was really.
Yeah. My true love is, selecting athletes and training athletes.
Right.
And from a holistic standpoint, like I don't, some people really get into the strength and conditioning. Some people get into the nutrition, different areas. I'm really interested in how we select our athletes and what athletes should be selected, and then how to get them to the highest level.